Welcome! Today, we're diving into the very essence of life itself. We're going to break down the foundational concepts of biology to really get a handle on what it means to be alive.
Okay, let's just jump right in with this question. Now, it might seem like a bit of a trick, right? But the answer gets to the heart of what we're talking about today. All three are alive, but why? What is it that puts them all in the same exclusive club?
Well, to answer that question, we first need to define our terms. We need to talk about biology, which is, the science of all living things.
So, from a single tiny cell to a massive, sprawling ecosystem, biology is the science that's trying to understand the fundamental rules of the game. It's our investigation into what separates the living from the non-living.
So, how do scientists actually go about identifying something as living? It's a really fascinating question, and the answer is less about defining what life is and, interestingly, more about observing what life does.
And this might surprise you, but science can't just point to one neat sentence that perfectly captures what life is. There's no simple one-size-fits-all definition.
So here's the crucial point. We look for a checklist of properties that all living things share. It's a set of behaviors and characteristics that when you see them all together, basically shout, "Hey, I'm alive!" And here they are, the rules of the game. All life is organized into cells. It maintains a stable internal environment. That's homeostasis. It grows, it reproduces, and over generations, it adapts. If something checks all these boxes, biologists consider it alive. This is kind of the shared toolkit for every single organism.
Now that we've got the rules, let's see how life actually builds itself up, from the microscopic to the truly massive. It's not just some random jumble, it's a beautifully organized hierarchy.
You see, life is organized in this clear hierarchy, almost like a ladder. It starts with the most basic unit, the cell. Then cells group together to form tissues. Tissues form organs. And eventually, you build all the way up to entire organisms, populations, and even ecosystems. Each level is built right on top of the last.
And this brings us to a really mind-bending concept, emergent properties. This is the idea that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. As you climb that ladder of complexity, new, totally unpredictable abilities emerge that just don't exist at the lower levels.
Think of it like this. Coal and diamonds are both made of the exact same thing, carbon atoms. But arrange those atoms differently, and you get wildly different properties. One is soft and black, the other is the hardest substance we know. That right there, that's emergence in action, and it's a key principle for how life builds complexity.
So we've got the rules, and we've got the structure. But what are the grand, overarching themes that tie all of biology together? Well, there are 5 core concepts that really act as the blueprints for understanding all of life.
The first big idea is the cell theory. It's this universal truth that the cell is the fundamental building block of all life, from a single bacterium all the way up to you and me. Every living thing is made of them, and every new cell comes from an old one. Simple, but profound.
The second theme is inheritance. There's this incredible molecule called DNA that acts as the instruction manual, carrying all the information needed for life, and it gets passed down faithfully through the generations.
Third, structure and function are always linked. You can often tell what something does just by looking at how it's built, and vice versa. Form follows function. It's a rule that you see at every single level of biology.
I mean, just take a bird's wing, for example. Every single part, its aerodynamic shape, its light and skeleton, is perfectly structured for one job, flight. Its function completely dictates its form.
The fourth theme is just the incredible, staggering diversity of life. Biologists have already identified over 1.5 million unique species, and that number is climbing every single year. Life isn't just one thing. It's this spectacular explosion of variety. And finally, the fifth theme is unity, because despite all that vast diversity, all life is believed to have descended from a common ancestor. We all share these fundamental traits, like using DNA, which points back to a single origin story for everything alive on Earth.
So, what's the big takeaway from all this? How do all these ideas connect back to that fungus and that bacterium and you?
The crucial point is this. Life, in all its staggering, mind-boggling complexity, is governed by a surprisingly simple and elegant set of rules. These building blocks, the properties of life, its hierarchy, and those 5 core themes, they form the universal blueprint that connects every single living thing on this planet.
So that's a wrap on our explainer of biology's core concepts. But I want to leave you with one final thought. This blueprint we've been talking about, it's not static. It can change. And understanding how it changes is the key to understanding everything from evolution and disease to medicine and the future of life itself.